Now, as you may know, I've done a lot of fast sailing. But on August the 10th, 2023, I sailed faster than I had ever gone before. I was out in Vasiliki Bay on a Hobie 16 with one shoe fill, and we hit a top speed of 26.16 knots. I was pretty sure that this is the fastest accurately recorded speed that a small catamaran had ever got. I was so confident I got in touch with the Guinness Book of World Records. I found out very quickly that it might take up to 12 weeks for even a response to the application. If I wanted it faster, it was actually 1,200 euros to get a response in under 2 weeks. So I thought I could wait rather than spend the money. The record will be for the maximum speed and a 10-second maximum average speed by a Hobiecat 16. The speed will be recorded using 3 GPS devices for verification. The speed will be recorded in knots, as you'd expect. So I submitted that request for, here we go, am I and one shoe Phil gonna get in the book? So getting the boat up to this speed has been a process which has taken over 20 years of hard training, practice and some big hits along the way, which certainly left a few scars. Notable sessions on this journey were back in July 2015. As we can see, I'm out with Dom on the 16, and this is the first time I really hit what I considered a big speed at the time, 23.83 knots. Magic. It was just after we'd got the EPO 3 rudder blades, which made the biggest difference to my fast sailing career. Following on from that, in September 2015, we just smashed through 24 knots with Mad Dog Tim Hutz from Germany, where we got 24.55. The biggest one and the biggest breakthrough. It just seemed to be impossible to break through 25 knots. This was a number that I was definitely chasing. But with Will from Ipswich back in July 2016, we got 25.64 knots, and that really was absolutely extraordinary. But it was really so windy, very difficult conditions, and certainly a lot of weight on the boat on that occasion as well. One of the most notable sessions out was with Pirate Sam, of course. Probably the most wind that I've sailed in without just trying to limp home. That was a very emotional day out in September 2020, and we hit a speed of 25.34. Oh yeah, that was massive, and you can really see how fast and lively that was. Then it was in 2021 that we beat through the previous big speed that had been set 5 years before. I was out with Ricky Nielsen, no video footage on this one, and we got 25.66. So just notching it up from that previous big speed, but still 26 knots seemed a long way off. So how did I get on with the application to the Guinness Book of World Records? It was actually the 30th of October when I got my first response. It was from David. Please can you provide further information on your attempt, including an estimated speed for your attempt? Funny, I thought I'd already mentioned that. Please also be aware that we wouldn't be able to use brand names in a record title. So Hobiecat 16 out straight away. Please can you provide the name of your vehicle/vessel? Okay, so I got back to him, said the name of the boat, being rather creative here, was Hobie 16 number 28. Speed for the 10-second average, blah, 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 blah. And I said there is also video evidence of the attempt. Sent him a link. David replied, "Hello, Joe. Hobiecat would be too specialised a title to monitor. We would potentially monitor the kind of vessel." I replied. This is 7th of November now. Beach catamaran would be another possible heading. This is the term for any catamaran sailing boat that is sailed by 1 or 2 people that can be recovered onto the beach by 2 people. These boats are up to 6 metres long. I thought that sounded pretty viable, and that meant that if this went in the book, it would be open to all of the types of boat which we're talking about here on Joyrider TV, kind of selfishly. I then wasn't going to let it lie. I said alternatively, sailing speed record for a production non-foiling sailing boat. While this is not a record title we officially recognise, upon initial research, our record managers have discovered reports of other attempts which appear to surpass your claim. What? Come on. Not in the same category, surely, David. No, I've done a ton of research and I cannot find any evidence which is backed up with hard facts of anybody going faster on a beach catamaran that doesn't foil. I know there have been claims that people have done 28 knots, 30 knots, things like that. Back it up with some evidence and I will tip my hat to you, sir. But otherwise, I'm skeptical. All right, I responded. Are you able to recommend any other viable records which could be set up on a Hobiecat? Thanks for your help. I'm very polite. David said, unfortunately, we would not be able to monitor record titles for the specific vessel that you have proposed. For this reason, any new application would have to come under general catamaran record titles. I replied, we're now at the 30th of November, by the way. Would it be viable to register a record for catamarans under a certain size, like under 21 feet? There would want to be 2 record categories, foiling and non-foiling. Thanks for your time. I'm really motivated to get something official in the book. 14th of December, that was just yesterday in fact, David replied, please can you clarify if this would be 2 separate titles for the under 21 foot catamaran foiling and non-foiling. Please be aware that we would not be able to monitor it in the attempt that had already taken place, and a new attempt would have to be taken. Fair enough, I think. If this record can go in the book as a heading, as a title, as a section in the book, and I just have to get back into training, back out there, you guys could get into training as well, then yes please, I want some of that. It gives the motivation to go out when it's too windy and put your head in the jaws of the lion once more, if getting that eternal glory of getting in the Guinness Book of World Records could be the end result. So, question to you guys. This last question, basically what David is asking is, what should the category of the record be? Have you got any ideas of what my next response should be to David? What title should I request for this record to go in? So thanks in advance for your advice. I do feel slightly optimistic for the future that a category will go in to the Guinness Book of World Records. We can start chasing the record to get in that in the next years. Thanks for watching. I'll see you soon on Joyrider TV with some more.